Hello everybody, my name is Verdict and thank you so much for stopping by. Now last time we spoke about Turtle WoW, it was a couple of days ago. I made a video really like doing an honest covering onto the fabrics, dare I say, of the server. But this time around I really want to go a little bit more specific onto the PvP aspect of Turtle WoW, because these guys have made some, well, great changes, and I really mean great changes. So we're going to split this video into two parts. We're going to go into pros, we're going to go into a cons, do our best to kind of highlight what is good, what is bad, and really not necessarily ranking them into worst to best order, just like random facts that are going to maybe chip your way through, you playing onto the server, or maybe like push you away from the server. So this is what I want to do today, and with that being said, let's give it a go. Alright, now let's first and foremost talk about the queuing system into the PvP of Turtle WoW. So these guys have done something very interesting, and that's kind of good, but at the same time not really, and I'm very 50-50 on whether or not it's a good or bad thing, and that is that they have disabled premating. You can only queue with a partner of yours. Like, it doesn't matter, you can build a combo, it's a paladin warrior, or like it's a shaman, shaman shadow priest. You get the idea. You can play only with one person. You cannot queue with 9 other people to form a 10-man premade. That is disabled onto Turtle WoW, and I'm okay with this because I'm speaking from a paladin perspective, and I'm a retribution paladin, I'm a Shakadin, right? And nobody wants to have one in premades, so whenever you see such a change, it kind of gets you excited because now you have an even chance. Essentially, the high bar has been lowered towards where you at. Now you have an even chance into the ranking, but at the same time, it really takes away that hardcore aspect of PvPing. Like, you need to have a freedom action potion, you need to have the engineering, because I do have all of my engineering stuff, but I barely use them because, well, there is no reason to. It's worthless. There is no such depth of PvP, and it's kind of like queuing, hoping to win and getting the honor out of it. So that is a little bit of a pro-con situation, but no premating onto the Turtle WoW. Tell me how you feel about this. With all honesty, I myself, not sure if I'm really okay with that or not okay with that. You kind of rank faster, but you have a more miserable experience. You don't really know. Let's talk about the ranking of itself, the RP. Now, these guys have set a minimum RP of the pool to 800, which means that there's always going to be 2 rank 1 bracket slots every week at the very minimum. But don't kind of get fooled that the maximum that this server could get is 800. No, actually they've done another incredible thing. When you are at any certain level 1, level 19, doesn't matter, 1 kill gets you eligible for the brackets, which is amazing. You can get 1 kill, and that's going to give you a private for next week. So it's very good because it lowers down what you have to do in order for you to start getting the ranking, and essentially 1 world kill in PvP can help the bracket just flourish itself through, and I find that absolutely fantastic. I think that's a very good change. So aside of that, the pools are usually above 3,000, which means that there's anywhere from 7 to 9, 6 to 9 kind of rank 1 slots. I've seen 9 only once happen so far, but then again, I'm still rank 5. I haven't had a lot of time to play this through up until, of course, we go for rank 14. So I've been kind of ranking. This is my 2nd week of ranking over here, so I'm kind of happy with that. And we are using the original classic 1.12 ranking system, not the pre-1.12, which was devastating. Then they eased it up. We're talking the 1.12, season of mastery, pre-season of mastery with the 2019 classic. So you can use the RP calculator to your advantage. It's absolutely 1-to-1 accurate, and that's really good. Now, the next thing that I really want to talk about is the weekends. So if you were ever playing Classic, you know that most likely, the next upcoming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is going to be a Warsong Gulch weekend. Well, here they have done it differently. Here the weekend is instead a daily, which means that Monday, for an example, can be Warsong Gulch, Tuesday will be Arathi Basin, Wednesday will be Alterac Valley, and Thursday, which is into the usual calendar, it's a off day. Well, Thursday it's Warsong Gulch again, and they kind of repeat these through the entire week. Now that's absolutely great because it really brings more flavor to the ranking, and in general every single day you kind of have an emphasis onto a battleground, and people queue more this battleground than any other, and I like that. I think that's a great change. And speaking of the battlegrounds, they have increased the Warzone Gulch and Arathi Basin reputation gains by 15%. It's not a lot, but it still helps. And they have decreased the Alterac Valley reputation by a bit. Not sure exactly, was it 15 or 20%, but you know, that's kind of okay, because you kind of want to bring longevity to the Alterac Valley, because people stop queuing at the moment they're exalted. So with all honesty, it's a great change, and I really approve that. Now, this is all about the pros of the PvP server. The PvP side of things for Turtle WoW. Let's go into a little bit of the cons, but before that, I run no ads onto this channel at all. No video ads, I just keep the cards out here. That's because I don't want to tax you anything, but for that purpose, I have a Patreon, and it would mean the world to me if you guys can chip there. So you can help me support my dream. Now, let's go into the cons of this amazing experience called Turtle WoW. So these guys have reworked a lot of classes. We already know that. We talked about it previously. Onto the website, you're going to find yourself with all of the changes, you know, displayed in front of you. You'll be informed, essentially, onto what happened. And see, when there is no Premades, usually warriors tend to not want to queue, because there aren't any healers to support them, and Paladins tend to go full damage, and Shamans tend to go full damage, and everything is literally full damage. But see, the changes that these guys have made have really pushed off Horde players. For example, if you're an Alliance player, you're going to see that there are no warriors onto the Horde side. There are barely any melees. In general, there's no enhancement shamans, there's barely any rogues, everything is just pure form of damage. You're gonna find one or two healers every once in a while onto the Horde side, but unfortunately onto the Alliance side, things are looking very grim onto warrior to paladin ratio in terms of support and damage. And I need to emphasize a little bit more onto that and say, and this is by no stretch of the imagination purposely flaming, but Alliance players are garbage tier beyond comprehension. It is unbelievable how poor the performance of the Alliance players is on this server. And please, I need to repeat, I am not saying this with the purpose of flaming. No, just that people are extremely bad. They're gonna improve with time, but right now, at the moment where I'm at, the skill level is abysmal. We're talking nobody is even trying to play. We have backpedaling hunters, backpedaling rogues, backpedaling paladins, we have backpedaling mages. It's been unbelievable to witness such poor skill, and it doesn't really go to the Alliance. The amount of backpedaling shamans onto the Horde side is also atrocious. And if you know one thing about World of Warcraft classic PvP, if there is a shaman and there is a paladin into the group, the shaman is going to win all the time. It's just that shamans counter paladins, priests counter paladins, warlocks counter paladins. Paladin is not really a solo player, it's a team player. So unfortunately, talking about this, the meta has shifted to exclusive damage, which means that you're gonna have Shockadins and Red Paladins, and barely any time at barely any moment you'll find even a glimpse of a Holy Paladin. And because of that, the Alliance, the Horde has switched to their damage offensives, and Shamans are just simply better. And if you go into the Arathi Basin, you're gonna find yourself being smothered to death by Horde players. Horde players are probably with 95% win ratio over there. It's insane, the win ratio of the Horde at the Arathi Basin. It really brings me the Season of Mastery ×2. I never thought Season of Mastery would be topped by something else, but the disparity between what the classes are forced into play because of the changes and because of no pre-mating, it really puts an emphasis onto why the Horde is winning more in Arathi Basin. Warzone Gulch is kind of 50-50 because it's really RNG who you get and who you don't get. It's, you know, the smaller you get, the more favorable it could be for both of these factions. And Alterac Valley, of course, dominated by Alliance, has always been kind of ever since they reworked the original classic. But nonetheless, class unbalancing is the last con that we kind of really in-depth explored, and this is what you're going to get yourself engaged with should you play onto Turtle WoW. So, you know, buckle up, champ, because I'm there. I'm playing every single day. I'm always pushing for my caps from the bracket leader, and yes, there is a bracket leader also for Alliance and Horde. It's absolutely great. And yeah, I really enjoy the fact that you can play a Shockaden because it's viable here. I really enjoy the fact that you can, you know, play these types of meme specs quite viably, but that doesn't really take away from the desire of people to kind of win. Because it's true, you play what you want, but when you don't win, it's not really that fun, is it? So nonetheless, guys, this is what I can tell you about Turtle WoW's PvP. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, as the next video is going to cover me doing the Paladin changes, because they're crazy. And if you know Verdict is a Paladin. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Love you to death. Hope to see you on the next one. And to my video guys, see you soon.